So, what is the best way to sell your house in Houston? Well, here at New Light, we know that every person who's wanting to sell their house now or sometime in the near future are in different situations that might make their home selling process a bit complicated. But we're here to steer you towards the right direction. And we do want to make that home selling process as stress-free and as enjoyable as possible. We have seen many homeowners frustrated and unfortunately not end up selling their property and failing to accomplish their end goal of finding their dream home in their dream location with their families. So to avoid this, we must understand, why do homeowners fail to sell their properties in the first place? Well, ultimately, it's lack of education. And it's not entirely the seller's fault, because who's the one that typically educates the homeowner? Well, it's the realtors, and there are many realtors today and age. So there are a few options when it comes to selling houses. You can either sell to an investor, you can list it on the market, or you can sell to a creative financer like us. But if you are in a situation where you have to sell fast, say in the next few days or in the next few weeks, it can get really stressful trying to figure everything out, from staging, from the repairs, contracts, dealing with the realtor, and then by the time the house is up on the market, you then have to wait for the buyer to get approved, and sometimes it doesn't even work out and you have to start over again. So most people end up selling to an investor because they have a problem that needs to be solved, and they need to get things done again in a timely manner. So they're okay sacrificing part of their equity to get these things done. Some of these people could be people facing foreclosure, or they have a property that's so beat down they can't list it on the market, and they usually don't qualify for a conventional offer. Another is someone who inherited these properties or is an out-of-state owner looking to get rid of some rentals. So there is a big price difference when it comes to selling to an investor to get a cash offer. The reason behind that is because it works by the numbers. Investors have to get a property that has equity built into it so that they can either fix it up, refinance it, or sell it at the end and rent it out. So also, many people get angry whenever they hear they can't get a high offer, but also don't want to list with a realtor because they want to avoid those commission fees. But if you are looking to get top dollar and price is the most important thing for you, then listing your property with a realtor is probably the best way to do it. And well, now there is another way to avoid those commission fees, but more on that later. So sometimes few people want to sell their house as a FSBO, or for sale by owner, which is trying to sell your house without a realtor. But there has been many studies on, let's say, for sale by owners versus listing agents. And the one that stands out the most is the study done by the National Association of Realtors, which says, thus, the typical agent-assisted home sale typically has 13% higher sales price than a typical for sale by owner. What does that mean? Well, it just means that you sell your house at a higher price with a realtor than by yourself. Now, you might be asking, how is that so? Well, when you list your property on the MLS, it is exposed to the market where most buyers hang out with the realtors. More exposure means more eyes on your home. And also, if that agent is a good agent, they're also going to be actively searching for buyers for that house. Now, that third option is if you want to get the price that you want. What I mean by that is, if you are asking for too much money for that house, the agent will typically tell you that that price is over market value. It's also for people who want to avoid those commission fees from those agents. And there are folks also who don't have much equity on their property. So in order for them to sell that house, they have to come out of pocket to pay that realtor. So if you want to avoid instances like these, then this option is for you. But before I explain that other option, can you see the importance of having the right team educating you on these things? This is one of the reasons why many homeowners are not able to sell their properties, because they don't have the right team working on their behalf and working for them, the sellers. So, creative financing, subject to seller financing, this is all the same thing. This is the option that gives you, the homeowner, the power to choose how you want to sell your home. You can become as the bank, selling on your terms. That's what we call it, selling on terms. And selling on terms just means how it sounds like. You choose the terms that you're wanting to sell your property, and we accept those terms, and then we take that property as is.